Welcome to today's deep dive. If you've ever wired a multi-room media setup, you already know the ED bottleneck nightmare. Like, you plug a 4K OLED into the main room.
And then an older 1080p screen in the kitchen into that same matrix.
Right, exactly. And suddenly the whole system just drops to 1080p just to keep that older kitchen screen happy.
Yeah, it completely forces your high-end gear to downgrade to the lowest common denominator. I mean, it's incredibly frustrating.
Yes, sir, it's frustrating. But today, we're looking at some specs from HDTVSupply for a device that, well, bypasses that entirely.
Right, the Blustream SW42DA-V2. And at nearly $2,800, our mission today is to decode the mechanics of why this specific matrix is, the ultimate traffic cop for professional multi-zone media rooms.
Yeah, think of its 4x2 HDMI routing like a really smart bilingual translator or a smart plumbing
Well,
system.
I like the plumbing analogy.
Right. So output 1 keeps the valve wide open. It's a total fire hose of pure, unadulterated 4K 60 Hz video, complete with HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision going straight to your main theater.
Pure 4K, yeah.
Exactly. But output 2 recognizes that the older TV in the next room is basically a teacup. So it automatically constricts the flow, downscaling that exact same massive 4K signal to 1080p.
So the teacup doesn't overflow.
And it doesn't break the pressure for the rest of the house, yeah. Which perfectly bridges the gap to the device's true superpower.
Right, the audio routing. Because isolating the video zones like that is crucial, obviously. But anyone who builds these systems knows video is really only half the battle.
Right, because of the audio payload.
Exactly. When you send a pristine 4K image, you're usually sending a massive Dolby Atmos or DTS HD audio track right alongside it. And a standard kitchen TV just can't process that audio data.
Wait, so let me stop you there. If I'm feeding this massive bandwidth Atmos signal into this box, how does it physically split that to a basic stereo kitchen speaker?
Well, it has an internal.
I mean, without completely crushing the dialogue track or introducing some weird audio delay between the rooms.
That's where the internal digital signal processor comes in. The DSP actively reallocates the frequencies.
Okay, so it's not just dropping channel.
No, exactly.
Mhm.
Dropping channels is exactly why dialogue usually sounds muddy on a lazy down mix. Instead, the DSP mathematically folds those spatial audio objects into a clean two-channel stereo mix for the secondary zone.
Oh, wow. While the main room still gets the full Atmos experience.
Precisely. You get earth-shattering 9.1 surround in the main cinema room, but it can simultaneously downmix that same audio into basic stereo for the kitchen speakers. No lag, no crushed vocals.
Okay, that explains the internal routing, but I know the real draw for pro installers is the DA part of the model name, right? The Dante audio.
Oh, Dante completely changes the game. It takes massive audio formats and turns them into standard IP network data.
So no more running thick, expensive analog copper wire through the walls?
Nope, it slices the audio into network packets and just routes them over a standard Ethernet connection over a Dante network. You plug it into a network switch, and boom, the audio is available anywhere in the building.
Wait, slicing high-res audio into network packets has to require, like, serious buffering, right? Is that where they pushed out this V2 model specifically?
Yes, exactly. The V2 upgrades were entirely built around handling that specific data load.
Hmm.
I mean, they implemented new 4K chipsets for lightning-fast switching.
And to manage the simultaneous video scaling, right?
Right. But the critical update was a massive increase in internal memory. See, Audinate recently pushed heavy updates to their Dante embedded platform.
And without that extra memory.
Without that extra memory overhead in the V2, buffering all those complex Atmos to network packets would just bottleneck the system. It would crash the matrix entirely. It prevents that whole weakest link problem in a larger multi-room setup.
So the hardware finally matches the software demands. By throwing enough processing power and memory at the problem, this switcher completely eliminates the friction of mixed resolution and mixed audio zones.
Exactly. It takes mismatched hardware and forces it to play nice on a structural level. It handles the heavy computing of the video and the delicate downmixing of the audio, all distributed over a standard local area network.
Which leaves you with this to think about. With devices like the Blustream perfectly managing up to 10 channels of audio over a simple network connection via Dante, how close are we to a future where traditional tangled audio cables completely vanish from our homes in favor of pure IP-based networks?